So I just wanted to come on here. This isn't a video like the typical video I usually do, like doing the story and everything like that. But I just wanted to come on here and extend a level of gratitude out to all of my subscribers and supporters, people who follow me on various social media accounts, or those on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, here on YouTube. Like, I pretty much have a audience on every social media platform that I am a part of. And I just wanted to say thank you, because I know that for the last couple of weeks, damn near almost the last month, that my channel has been going through some issues. And, I've probably been sounding like a broken record. As a matter of fact, I know I have. And it's probably been like, oh my God, will he stop talking about it? But, whenever there's an issue going on with something that I love to do and put out there, especially for y'all, because this is who I'm doing it for, then I have to make sure everything is on the up and up, especially when something just seems kind of off. And some of you don't know, but at the end of September, my Instagram and my Facebook account both got hacked by somebody over in Nigeria, but I managed to get both of those back in less than a week. And that kind of had me worried a little bit, but I got those back. So now they got to shift gears and deal with this stuff over here on YouTube. And this is nothing new, because I've dealt with this before, but I think this time is probably a little bit worse, because it's the one time that I did deal with this before, it wasn't so much with the views getting messed up. They were messing with the subscribers. They kept unsubscribing people from me. The subscriber count kept going up and down, up and down, up and down, and down and down and down. And then finally it evened itself out and worked itself out. And that lasted for like a good month. And that was on I don't know if it was this channel or the original channel, but it definitely happened. I want to say like back in 2018. Around that time, I can't remember exactly when it did, but then eventually it leveled itself out. So now I'm dealing with this level of chaos, I guess you can say, again, in another way, with the views and everything like that, because now it pretty much hit even harder with my my views, my impressions, my CTR, which is click-through rate, and all types of stuff like that. So we're trying to just like make sure we get all of that out. And I kind of like put out there, like, thanking everybody for bearing with me and saying everything that was going on with my channel, and came with all kinds of theories of what could be going on with it, because it's just like, who knows what it actually is. And, I reached out to YouTube partner program support to see what they could say about it. They basically said that there's nothing wrong with the channel. No one has tampered with the channel. No one has done anything like tried to false flag it or anything, because nothing came back. And they were just giving me, the more corporate responses of things that I could do. And it's like, I don't know, it is what it is. I understand you have to get the corporate response, but it's not really the response that I really wanted to hear, especially when I tried to do everything. I rearranged my upload schedule, because I used to always do 10, 2, and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then what I did was I looked at my analytics and saw when people were online the most, and that's why I adjusted from 3 videos a day to 2 videos a day to match what the analytics were saying. And we're trying to see, if the algorithm, can pick that up. But like I said, I wanted to thank all of my subscribers for basically bearing with me through what all of this that's going on right now. Because if you follow me on Twitter and Discord, you understand and you see what it is that I'm going through right now. Also on the community post and everything like that, it is what it is. But there's actually 3 people in particular that I wanted to thank. 2 of them, well, one of them y'all know. The other one y'all probably see in the comment section. Another one, they just kind of popped up and saw what I was dealing with, and they had gave me some advice. But the first person I wanted to thank was Lisa Cabrera, because me and her actually talk off of YouTube, mainly through email. And I had sent her an email last night, and I'm actually recording this on November 11th, 2021. I most likely will put this video up on Friday, which is the 12th, which will be today, which is the time that you're seeing it. I had sent her a email on November 10th, and I said, the subject line said, YouTube is trying to kill my account. And I said, hey, Lisa, I truly believe YouTube did something to my channel over the last couple of weeks. My views have drastically changed, and I don't know what triggered it. I know you went at YouTube in the past and were successful. I need some assistance because I feel like I'm at a dead end. She replied back to me asking, did my views change? And then she sent me another email to a Forbes article that was posted in April of last no, not April of June, I believe June or November of last year. I'm sorry, I was reading the date wrong. She sent it June last year, basically saying that YouTube had basically did something, or there was some kind of bug that happened, and it messed with a lot of YouTubers' accounts, especially on the revenue side, and it just kind of messed some things up. It even showed one person who was a YouTuber, who now has 68,000 subscribers. At the time, their subscribers were a little bit low, and they said that they were making, some decent money. And then something happened in the month of September. Their impressions dropped all the way down to 0. Now, let me give you a little backstory. Impressions basically is what YouTube uses as a gauge to see if your videos are worthy enough of being pushed out there beyond your subscribers. So, and I'm gonna get into that once I get a little bit more into the video. But basically, your impressions have to do something in order for YouTube to pick it up by the algorithm and send it out to your subscribers. One of my recent videos that just across 11,000 views that I did last week about the Wonder Woman, that one is an example of something that gravitated towards my audience, and then YouTube liked it and they pushed it out there and more people saw it outside of my subscriber base, if that makes sense. And if your impressions goes down to 0, they're not going to push anything out. So it's almost like you're just uploading videos to a dead channel. So basically what happened with this person is their impressions went down to 0, which brought down all their other metrics as well, because it's like what one does is like a domino effect. And it stayed like that for an entire month until like the last week of October, when all of a sudden their impressions shot back up. So apparently something they did must have triggered the algorithm in YouTube, and they picked it back up and started pushing their content back out to the masses. And I think that's what's going to end up happening with me. And I'm gonna probably, I'm gonna explain that a little bit more as I continue going forward in this video. And so after that, I replied back to Lisa and I said, yeah, they started declining. I noticed it a couple of weeks ago. And then I asked her, did this happen to you? She said it went down a little, but not that big of a deal. It says, did you ever research the SEO algorithm friendly keywords and apply them to your channel? Now, I forgot exactly what SEO stands for, but basically it's keywords. Like, what kind of keywords am I using when I'm putting tags in, when I'm putting the title for a video? What is it that's going to grab someone's attention to make them say, hey, I want to watch this video? What's going to trigger YouTube to want to push this out to the people, to want them to continue to watch not only that video, but any other videos that I do have up on my channel? And then she says, try this website, which is vidIQ. And I told her I had vidIQ. vidIQ basically is a third party, I guess you can say, application that's attached to YouTube. And it basically helps you get all your numbers correct or high enough so YouTube can pick it up. And it's a huge help. It definitely is. I had that. I heard of vidIQ in the past, but I never got it, but I do have it now. And I've had it for the last couple of weeks, and it's definitely been helping me. And then I was talking to her about a YouTuber on Twitter, and I'm gonna go to that person's post in a second and read what they said. And I'm basically assisting me with everything that I needed help with. And Lisa replied back and said, this is what I do. It should help you get more exposure. Let me know if you get hit with strikes or lose your channel, because I can help with those things. And I said, and she says, one more thing. If you notice a video did not monetize, just edit and upload again with a different title. This is how you get around having the video demonetized. I'm actually familiar with that, because when I did my Eternals review, I had a clip, like a TV spot clip at the beginning of it, and it instantly got demonetized because it was they said it was a copyright. So what I did was I took that one down and re-uploaded the video without the clip in it, and it got monetized. So I'm very familiar with that tip that Lisa gave me. But I do not have any strikes on my channel. I don't even have a warning strike on my channel. I had one, but I appealed it successfully, and that's gone. The one strike that I had on my channel back at the end of February, the 90-day period for that passed like back in, I want to say, April. So I currently have no strikes on my channel. My account is in very good standing, and hopefully it does stay that way. That's why I come up with my own little code words, my own little code speak when it comes to this platform. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to segue into the YouTuber that reached out to me based on the post that I did make on my Twitter account, and their name is on Twitter A View from Tracy's Point, and she makes YouTube videos as well. I think her YouTube channel basically consists of like television reviews and different things like that. She has a pretty decent following. I think I saw on her page when I went there, it says she has like 13,000 subscribers, so she has a pretty good following. She reached out to me based on a post that I made when I said I think YouTube is slowly but surely killing my channel, yada yada, so on and so forth. And then she replied to me hours later, and she says, do you read your analytical data to see what percentage of your subscribers actually watch your videos? The number is probably lower than what you think. A lot of subscribers are reactionary, meaning they subscribe, but they liked a video. Many never revisit your page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this right quick and pull up what she's talking about. Now, some of you have seen this before because I showed it on another video, but I'm showing it again just in case y'all might have missed it. So this is the subscriber bell notifications, percent of total subscribers current, which is current as of real time present right now. So as you can see, it says subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel, 27.5%, or roughly 11,500 plus. Typical on YouTube, 10 to 30%, and I'm going to show you what that means. I'm going to tell y'all what that means. And then it has another one that says subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notification, 15.5%, or roughly around 6,400 people. Typical on YouTube, 5 to 20%. So basically what this is saying is when it comes to typical on YouTube, when the percentages, that's basically saying that's about how many notifications they'll send out to those people when they get them. So it might be a thing where you might have the bell clicked, but they won't send you the notification for it because you are outside of the bounds of the percentage that's present. Because that's why I was asking in my community post, does people have their bell clicked? People will say yes, but they don't get the notifications. That's probably because you're outside of that sphere of those who can't get them. So that's why you have to constantly check to see when my videos upload. That's why I created a schedule now that's a little bit more feasible of 2 videos a day. The videos are either going to be at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. because I try to keep them 6 hours apart. 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. or 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. I actually just implemented a new one for one particular day because of how my analytics are for 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. So you just have to keep that in mind. And what I'll probably do is under this video, I'll pin the schedule there so you can see it, or I might put it into the description so it's always there. I would highly suggest this, maybe save it into your phone or wherever it is, or take a screenshot so you'll know, in case you don't get notified. But that's basically what it means, that this percentage right here is who's going, the typical on YouTube is 10 to 30% as a platform, as a total. And this is how many for me is getting. As you can see, it falls into that realm of 30% or 10 to 30 because of that 27.5. And it says subscribers who turn on all notifications for your channel and enable YouTube notifications, which means that you have YouTube notifications, like the banner will pop down or something will pop up on the screen. Now that's in your phone settings, and I talked about that before. And for that, it says 5 to 20%. And for me, 15.5% or 6,400 people would get it. But it's kind of hard to gauge that, because if that was the case, then why wouldn't I have close to that many views? Granted, I know that it is never going to be perfect and it's not going to be 6,400, but that's just basically what it's come down to as far as it comes to this. So now you pretty much have an understanding of what I'm talking about or what this means. So again, subscribers who turn on all notifications, this is just for my channel. This is the number right here. 11,500 have it turned on. All. Typical for YouTube as a platform is 10 to 30%. This is a very high number, but I could never tell because the views are not really matching. And it says subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel, which is this plus the notification settings on your phone, is typical for the platform of YouTube as a whole, 5 to 20%. But for my channel, it's 15.5% has done this, or roughly around 6,400 people total. So I would just make sure that this and this are turned on, which means go to my channel, look to make sure the bell is clicked, and then go into your settings and make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on. Because if that's not turned on, you might fall right into this little thing right here. It's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the small print. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the small print. So she goes on to say, I read somewhere that of the people that turn on notifications, that only about 25% will receive a notification. Now, we've talked about this before, how y'all say, oh, the bell is on, but I don't get the notification. Because again, like I said before, y'all, those who don't get it, but may have the bell on, you fall out of that side of that sphere of those who do receive them. Because I have some people that say they get all the notifications every time. They never miss. They always get them. And some people will say that they don't get them. So y'all fall outside of it because because basically it's not what it is they're doing it based on who watches my channel the most, or who leaves comments, or who interacts and everything like that. That's who they're projecting it more on to. Now, if you're a person that kind of like, doesn't really watch, but you're subscribed, of course you wouldn't get it. You might even get to the point where you forget that this channel even exists. But that's basically what this is. But she says only 25% will receive a notification. Also, it's common for people to lose interest in their channel content over time. And once they stop clicking, YouTube stops recommending the content. So if you say that you went a whole month without watching my channel, and you have the bell on, they won't send you the notification. Because it's like, oh, they stopped watching. So what's the point? I even had someone left in the community tab that they said they're subscribed to 10 channels, mine being one of them. But they said they turned the notifications off because they said that they got bombarded with so many like notifications that I guess it started to annoy them. But they said that they come and check my channel to see for new content throughout the week. So I do appreciate that person's honesty. Because yes, I do upload videos daily. So, there's that. Then she said, here's the biggie. Videos have to hit a magical number. Now, this part is very important. She says videos have to hit a magical number, not sure what it is, within the first 15 to 30 minutes of it being uploaded. So if I upload on the hour at say 10 o'clock, that means from 10 to 10:30, something has to happen. If people are not clicking, it slowly drops out of YouTube's algorithm. Make sure you're using the right keywords and titles and descriptions to rank higher and attract viewers. And that goes back to what Lisa was talking about in her comment, in her email that she sent me. So that's what I'm definitely doing now. And by the way, something else I looked into doing, they said could help, is creating your own thumbnails. That's something I'm going to start doing as well. As a matter of fact, I'm doing it with this commentary here. If you notice, the thumbnail looks real like creative and everything like that because I made it. And then I did the video before this. I created that thumbnail as well, which was the Patreon relaunch video. So that's another thing. And what I did was I went through all the other videos that I haven't uploaded yet and created a thumbnail for every last one of those commentaries. I did that literally last night, and it took me probably about a good hour to do it. It didn't take long because it's not hard. If you know, because I use Photoshop and it's not hard. They're pretty simple, but I don't want them to look too basic, but I want them to stand out and pop so people can see it. So, and we'll see what happens with that, because one thing that the algorithm likes to pick up on is if you have a catchy thumbnail. And I kept seeing that over and over again, was that thumbnail. So we're going to try that and see what happens with that. Then I replied back to her and said, thank you for the tip. And then she replied back to me with one more post saying, consider changing your cover images to include cutouts and backgrounds, not red, black, or white, because those are YouTube's colors palettes. Include catchy titles in bold white fonts. So that also goes back to thumbnails. In cover photos, she's talking about, like, if you look at come onto my page, you'll see a little cover image that's right there. It says Taurean Rain Reloaded, and it has my Twitter and my Instagram right there, because that pops out so people can see it. So, oh, he's almost like a welcoming thing, and we can find him on these platforms as well. And that was pretty much it for that. Now, the last person I have to give a shout out to is a subscriber of mine, and y'all have seen him before, and that's Dark Visitor, and shout out to him. He said, and he replied, he sent a DM to me on Discord. He says, your channel may not be seeing as much action because of your backlog. Basically, all the previous videos that I've done in the history of my channel. Names are very important in YouTube's 2021 algorithm. If the title of your video name doesn't contain words that are searched through the algorithm, the algorithm will not promote it. So if you start compiling new videos with the backlog ones, you may see an improvement. He also went on to say an example is Rittenhouse and Ahmaud Arbery, because as you know, those trials are going on right now. You know, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial is going on, as well as the McMichaels. I don't want to call it the Ahmaud Arbery trial because he's not on trial. So the McMichaels trial. He says them two names should be the most searched names this month. So if you start a topic off with his name or even the word trial, you may see an increase. Then put an old story behind it. Black is a word that will always do well, but it may get you shadow banned. So use words that are trending but not so obvious to get you banned. They are censoring more because of WooVid and the agenda. So I give a shout out to Dark Visitor for sending me that as well as the woman on Twitter and Lisa for sending me this information and these tips that I'm definitely going to apply. But you know, that's like I said, now y'all are seeing a more in-depth part of YouTube that y'all don't see. So y'all are it's almost like y'all are getting this through me, just in case y'all ever want to start a YouTube channel. And I know I probably have some people kind of scared a little bit, thinking that I was going to leave. Listen, this is not me saying I'm leaving. I'm not leaving the platform. Like, I'm not. But I did say on Twitter that if I was to leave or something did happen, I probably wouldn't come back, because this is my 4th channel. And to do it, to try to build this up a 5th time, that's like, it's hard. Like, I didn't even think I was going to get this far, honestly, especially since I built up the original channel to over 15,000. Who knows where that channel would have been if that channel was still in existence right now? It probably would have been past this, honestly, especially since that channel got terminated in 2017. And I created this one at the end of 2017, like a month after that one got terminated. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm just still, grateful that everybody's still here. Grateful for anybody that's, coming along and still watching, and it is what it is. And we're just going to continue pushing forward. That's all at this point, that's all we can really do, is continue to push forward and see where this thing goes and break through this algorithm or whatever it is they got cursed over with my channel. Like I said, this is nothing new. I've dealt with this before, but I think this one feels a little bit more intense than the previous ones. But we'll continue. Like I said, we're going to push forward. That's all we're going to do, because that's all we know how to do in the face of adversity. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that note. I will talk to you all later.